Revelation 27. When the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison.
When it comes to football, real football, not Aussie rules, but the world game, or wogball, Australia really hasn't been kicking too many goals, either literally or figuratively. But why? Former Australian captain and world game presenter for ethnic broadcaster SBS has a theory. In his autobiography, former captain of Australia Johnny Warren tells an interesting story. The Australian team was in Mozambique for an elimination round for the 1970 World Cup. They were playing Rhodesia and had lost the first 2 games. Things were looking grim for Johnny and the boys when a local journalist gave the Australians a tip. Using witch doctors or nyangas was common practice in Mozambique, so why not hire one to curse the Rhodesian team? With nothing to lose, Australia did just that. A nyanga went to the stadium, buried some bones, and in the next game Australia made a miraculous recovery, winning 3-1. But alas, this is not the end of the story. The nyanga wanted to be paid, and when Johnny and the Australians refused, the nyanga said he was going to curse the Australian team.
From that moment that he put the curse on, everything went wrong for the team. We took 38 hours to get to Tel Aviv. That's the witch doctor. We played 21 hours later without 3 of our best players who all were suddenly sick. That's the witch doctor. We lost the game to an own goal, a deflected goal. It's the curse. We had a disallowed penalty, blatant penalty we weren't given. But it's not just it's off the field as well. The way the game has self-destructed, has shot itself in the foot so many times, has been its own worst enemy. And you always think, the witch doctor, this is the curse still working. When Australia played Iran, the MCG, that night, which Australians will not forget, that was Australia's game. We didn't win it. For some reason, we didn't win it. That's the witch doctor. So every time you see those things, you think, the curse is still there.
Well, there's no point in dwelling on the past. We've got to put that all behind us, and I think I'm going to try and make it right.
We hope you can.
So I was off to Mozambique, where the curse had been placed over 30 years ago. I was very excited to touch down in Mozambique, not only because I can now try to help out the Australian team, but also because it was the perfect opportunity to do a slow-motion montage of me playing soccer with small black children. Fuck, I'd look good. And everyone watching the show would really like me. Definitely cut out that bit, Damien the editor. We cannot have a bit like that in the show, where I smash this small child in the head with a soccer ball. It'd make me look very bad. Anyway, I seem to have got distracted. Back to the mission at hand, removing the curse. I met up with Danilo, who said he could find me some nyangas or witch doctors. Hello, John? He hooked me up with Paulino and Miriam, who had been nyangas for most of their lives.
When you do your nyanga ceremonies, who are you invoking? Is it like spirits? Is it ancestors? Is it God? How does it work that your nyanga powers can overrule the other nyanga's powers? And I believe we're going to be sacrificing a chicken. Can I eat the chicken afterwards? Can I cook and eat the chicken afterwards?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, excellent. Hey, Danilo, where are we going?
To buy the chicken.
Paulino and Miriam said for the curse breaking to work, we had to go back to the place of the original curse.
Okay, we're off to the soccer stadium where back in 1969 Australia played the infamous game against Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe. The stadium's over there. We found a plaque outside the stadium. It says Australia played Rhodesia in the World Cup qualifier in 1969 for the 1970 World Cup. I hear this is where they filmed Will Smith's film Ali, about Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, we shot Ali here.
The nyangas said I had to be the intermediary for Australian soccer.
They're not expecting me to cut the chickens, are they? They cut the chickens, cool.
Probably not.
Okay.
Paulino had to channel the spirit of the long-dead Nyanga who had placed the curse. He was now no longer Paulino, but the Nyanga from 30 years ago. My body had to be swept for any bad spirits. I had to spit on a knife, then place a coin on his head. The reason for this is so obvious, I won't bore you by explaining.
Like this. The spirit appears, so he wants to talk to you. He's saying hello for everybody.
Hello.
He's asking how are you.
I'm good.
Yeah, put the whisk and other stuff down.
Next was compensating the Nyanga to make up for Johnny Warren and the boys ripping him off.
I've brought you this stuff here because in 1969 the Australian soccer team did a bad thing. They got a Nyanga to help them out, and then they left the country without paying the Nyanga. I hope this makes up for it.
He says that, yeah. He says, okay, but he must give you a wash. Okay, we go. Don't look back, just go straight. If you look back, the spirit will always chasing you. Relax, man. Relax. Relax, okay? Watch your face.
I gotta wash my face.
Yeah. Yeah, put down. Put, yeah, the hands on it. Yeah, put, yeah. No. Cool. Yeah, when you wash, yeah, outside. Cool, man. Yeah, it's cool, man. Yeah, no, do that stuff. Yeah, one.
I
The
do it,
second
and
time. Yeah, one time. Okay, right. Go, man. The work now is finished. You'll give you medicines. You put in the water. In Australia Federation Football Association, and you wash.
So I was back to Australia for the final part of the curse breaking.
This guy was taken off injured after about 39 minutes. And he dropped, he virtually threw 2 in. Yeah, that's the witch doctor. So what's the process?
So the process is, first we have to wipe down our arms, our legs and our face. Then we put the powder in, and then we wipe ourselves down with that again.
Hey, there you go. Tastes all right too.
We shall see. When's the next game where we can test whether this has all worked? I hope it works.
Yeah.
It was a long trip to Mozambique.
I mean, the real crunch is when the World Cup's on, isn't it? You know.
And do you reckon this curse breaking's going to work?
Yes, it will. Yeah, I believe in it.
Well, we wish Australia best.
Did you know? Shortly after filming this story, Australia lost to Turkey 3-1.
Many religious groups have secret ceremonies, secret scriptures and secret regalia hidden from the outside world. I'd heard of one such Mormon secret, and I needed to know more. So I headed off to Mormon Heartland, Salt Lake City, Utah, USA. But first I caught up with Christian minister and Mormon critic Bob Larson.
As you probably discovered, they have all these secret ceremonies. They don't let you inside to see what's going on.
I heard they have, like magic underpants or something.
Magic underwear, I call it. Yeah. Oh yeah. They're sacred underwear, and they won't talk about that. You try to get them to talk about it, they don't want to talk about it.
We don't talk about it much, you know. And so there's, it's simple.
When I've debated Mormons, I've always just said, "Let me see your underwear." Excuse me. Let me see your underwear. I want to see your silly sacred underwear. You know, there's another side to this, a very superstitious side.
For me, they are a feeling of protection. It's kind of like wearing a hug. I guess, is how I feel about them.
And they have symbols on it. And they believe that these symbols have the power to protect them from evil. And, you know, they will love to tell you stories of soldiers going to war and bullets not penetrating them because of their sacred underwear and stuff like that.
The lady was wearing a garment on the airplane, and the airplane crashed, and her body, her arms and legs all burned. But where the garment was, her body wasn't burned.
A true devout Mormon will never, ever take off his underwear. If he takes a bath, he will lay the underwear to the side and keep one arm in there under the underwear while he's taking a bath or a shower.
So it was off the hunt for the magic underpants.
My name's Rob Savolka, and I'm a missionary with Parousia Ministries, and I'm trying to convert the whole state of Utah to traditional Christianity. These friends of mine, they're street preachers that come from all over the United States. They came here and they made a big controversy with them displaying this underwear, one guy was actually wearing women's secret underwear.
So you're not meant to wear the magic underwear unless you're a Mormon?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Did he get you out of the Mormons?
Well, between him and Jenny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now that you're out of there, you can tell us about the magic underpants.
They've got signs on them, yeah.
And what do the signs mean?
The Celtic priesthood and the Aaronic priesthood.
Ironic priesthood?
Aaronic.
Oh, Aaronic.
Like
Sorry. Are they tight shorts or are they like a...
They're really tight.
pantyhose? Oh, and they're shorts?
Yeah.
So the females have to wear shorts down to there,
Yeah.
and then like a top, maybe?
Like a
there?
t-shirt. Like a tank top.
T-shirt like that. And then it's got the two little symbols
Yeah.
on the nipples.
Yeah.
Excellent. And it's two separate pieces, isn't it?
You can order them two separately, or you can wear them as one.
It is unreal, because no one will talk to us about the magic underpants.
You can buy a set.
Really? Where can we buy the magic
Down
underpants?
in the basement in JSMB.
JSMB stands for the Joseph Smith Memorial Building, named after its founding prophet, Joseph Smith. In the basement, you can apparently purchase Mormon regalia. Because people were selling the sacred undergarments for thousands of dollars on eBay, a new church ruling required presentation of a church membership certificate before purchasing. I obviously didn't have one, but I thought with my Mormon-looking black pants and white shirt, it was worth a shot.
I was looking to buy some undergarments. Okay. Yes. What size? I'm all confused now. You don't have a tape measure on you. From Australia, we've got centimetres, so it's
yeah.
it's all different.
32, 34?
Yeah. Bye-bye. Guess what I got?
You got the garments.
I got the magic underpants.
How much were there?
I'm going to put them on in the hotel.
Now, I forgot if you mentioned the slit on the knee.
Oh yeah, there's a slit on the knee too.
Oh, of these?
Yeah.
And what does a slit on the knee mean?
I don't remember.
It's that every knee will bow. It's supposed to remind you that every knee will bow to Christ at the last day and confess that He's Lord. But this is all masonry.
The guy said there was a thing in the leg, there was a cut in the leg to remind you to kneel before the Lord. I don't know where that is. This is bullshit. It's got no... Oh, it's got the set square there, sort of set square there. Little thing on the belly.
What does it all mean? Well, Mormon founder Joseph Smith was a Freemason, and he appropriated that secret society's symbols. The set square to remind the Mormon to deal squarely with his fellow man, the compass to remind him to keep in due bounds with all mankind, and the navel mark recalls the need for constant nourishment for body and spirit. Even though I wasn't a Mormon, as I lay in bed that night, I really did feel a lot more secure in my Magic Masonic Mormon underpants.
Did you know? Later that night, John was attacked by a bear, but was protected by his magic Mormon underpants.
Imagine if I told you there's a book that predicted the World Trade Center attack thousands of years before it happened. Well, there is. It's called the Bible. Don't take my word for it. It's all here in black and white, in these books, the Bible Code and the Bible Code 2, in which author Michael Drosnin shows that by feeding the Hebrew text of the Old Testament into a sophisticated computer program, earth-shattering historical events can be predicted. Drosnin says messages are revealed by applying a simple skip code. Skip 2 letters and 2 letters and 2 letters, and a hidden message is revealed. It can be any skip, as long as the skips are always equal. You can go horizontal, vertical, diagonal, forwards, or backwards. For example, this portion of the Bible predicts the killing of Lee Harvey Oswald, President JFK's assassin, by Jack Ruby. Here's the word Oswald diagonally backwards. Pointing to Oswald is the word Ruby, and looking across at them is the Hebrew for he will kill the assassin. And you can't open the Old Testament without coming face to face with an alarmingly accurate warning about September 11, 2001. Here's twin, towers, in the end of days, and here's twin, towers, it knocked down twice, aeroplane, and finally, sin, crime of bin Laden. Despite this compelling evidence, there are some bitter individuals jealous of other people's scientific and theological breakthroughs who choose not to believe it. Australian mathematician Brendan McKay is at the forefront of the anti-Bible code movement. He's reproduced Michael Drosnin's computer program, and Brendan reckons you can pretty much feed anything into the program and get pretty much whatever you want. For example, he fed the book Moby Dick into the program and found predictions of the assassination of JFK and Martin Luther King. So Brendan issued us with a challenge. Give him anything and he'll find anything. The challenge set, we asked him to feed into his computer program the entire back catalogue of lyrics from 90s rapper Vanilla Ice and asked, did Vanilla Ice predict the September 11 World Trade Center attacks? Yo, VIP. Let's kick it.
Let's kick it. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle.
What have you got here?
Well, here I found a New York and terrorist, Twin Towers. I found 9/11, so it even has the date. I found You Came in the Sky, and we have Osama bin Laden right there, encoded in the lyrics using the same method.
That is amazing. A lot of people thought Vanilla Ice was quite shallow. Not satisfied with this, we gave Brendan the US government's joint congressional report into the September 11 attacks and asked, did the US government's report into the September 11 attacks predict Vanilla Ice's career downfall after his one-hit Ice Ice Baby?
Apparently this Senate report actually post-predicts the decline of Vanilla Ice, and it's here quite clearly in the form of a star. We have Vanilla and Ice. You notice how it says Ice Ice, just like in his song Ice Ice Baby. His real name was Robert Van Winkle, so we see Robert across the same point. And his decline is here, it says wasted, which we can't disagree with, and the word kaput right across the middle.
That is startling evidence.
I think so, yes.
Did you know? Not paying out on Michael Drosnin or nothing, but how come Bible Code 2, which came out after September 11, predicted the tragedy, but Bible Code 1, which came out before, did not?
Religious boycotts. They're everywhere. The American Southern Baptists called for one against Disney when it refused to denounce an unofficial gay day at its Florida theme park. Several Muslim groups called for a boycott of Scrabble, Yahtzee, Mousetrap and Twister, saying the board game company Hasbro invests too heavily in Israel. And a Hindu anti-defamation group called for one against Sony when it released an Aerosmith record with cover art showing Lord Krishna with the head of a cat. Don't get me wrong, I'm not down on religious boycotts. I love a good religious boycott. For instance, when I was about 14, I was at my friend George Weinberg's house and I was wearing a Volkswagen badge around my neck, a la Mike D from the Beastie Boys. And George Weinberg's mother walked into the room and saw me and said,
"Oh my God, you can't wear that."
And I said, "Why not?"
"The Volkswagen is a Nazi car. Adolf Hitler designed it. As a Jew, you should boycott Volkswagen."
But I checked out her story, and it was true. Hitler had commissioned Ferdinand Porsche to design the Volkswagen, and the company was originally operated by the Nazis. Thus, I was introduced to the world of the religious boycott. But where do you draw the line?
No, John, not the Fanta. Don't you know Fanta was first produced in Nazi Germany by Coca-Cola's German division? No, not the IBM laptop. IBM worked closely with the Third Reich, providing the punch card machines that were used for counting Jews in the concentration camps. No, not the Christina Aguilera CD. She signed with the record label BMG. BMG is a division of the German publishing company Bertelsmann. They used Jewish slave labor during World War II. Are you insane? Only a self-hating Jew would read Dr. Seuss. His books were put out by Random House, and Random House is also a division of Bertelsmann. No, not the photos. Are you trying to put me in an early grave? Agfa and the Nazis were like this. They used Jewish slave labor during the war. Hi. No, don't go out with her. She's Catholic. Don't you know the Vatican helped smuggle Nazi war criminals out of Europe after World War II? Hey, you. Yes, you. John's dog. Is that a bear flea collar? You self-hating dog. Don't you know Bear were part of a business cartel that built a rubber and oil plant at Auschwitz?
Did you know? This story was filmed on a BASF videotape. BASF were a division of IG Farben, the chemical company that produced Cyclone B, the gas used in the Nazi gas chambers.
Blasphemy. Muslims, Jews and Christians whining about satanic verses this, piss Christ that, life of Brian this, Bruce Almighty that. So your omnipotent God has got his omnipotent nose out of joint because someone took his name in vain. Well, don't talk to me and my Zoroastrian pals about blasphemy, because we've had it up to here. Who are the Zoroastrians? They're a tiny religious minority found mainly in Iran and India, but also in small numbers in places like Australia. Modern times have not been kind to the Zoroastrians. Not only have their numbers diminished, but a certain Japanese car maker thought nothing blasphemous in taking the name of their god in vain and applying it to their mass-produced shitboxes. I'm looking at you, Mazda. Where do you get off naming your rust buckets after someone else's god? The founder of Mazda, Matsuda Jijiro, claimed that he chose the name of the Zoroastrian supreme being because, like the god, his cars represent the origin of civilization. Well, I've had a gutful. That's why I formed the Friends of Zoroastrians Liberation Front. And you can join too. All you need is a crowbar, a pot of glue, a balaclava, and a taste for living on the edge a la Patty Hearst, Abby Hoffman, or Che Guevara. Go to johnsafranversusgod.com, print out the badges, and sneak into the night. Crowbar off the existing Mazda badge and replace it with a new one offending other religions. You can try the Jesus Christ, the Muhammad, may peace be with him, the L. Ron Hubbard. Or if you want to get up the nose of a Hasidic Jew, try the Lubavitcher Rebbe Menachem Mendel Schneerson. Until next time, go to hell.
Praise.